Thanks to Earth Day Conference for inviting me. I will talk about smart buildings. As you can see, like really what we are doing as the whole society to the Earth is not something we do to our home. It is more like a motel. And you see this guy on top, like he just had a nap, like when basically we are doing more green and environmental friendly stuff, like everything is much better. For now, we are doing this to the planet, and it's causing air, water, noise pollutions. That we can avoid that by predicting those and controlling them and improving what we do. Definitely the planet is and Earth is the goal of this discussion for today. But to be able to really save the planet, we need to go to the micro levels and look at what we can do. Not this much, I think. Just staying here is fine. So really the different projects that I was involved, like included a lot of smart things. Today I talk about the smart homes. Definitely we have a big demand regarding like smart cities. Probably by 2050, 70% of cities will be smart. Definitely I would like to encourage whoever is listening from government, cities, definitely we will be there. So it's good to be there a little bit earlier than others. And we know what are the benefits there. So specifically about the smart homes, there are three main aspects that they add to the environment to solve three problems that we have. Those problems regarding pollution, regarding energy and all of that are increasing the demands for energy efficient buildings and energy management, reduction of greenhouse gases, and conservation of water. So the only way we can actually respond to those demands is working on green buildings as one of the micro contributors to the whole environment. So we need more intelligent consumption of energy and also making a green path, right, for reduction of greenhouse emissions. Today, a few of the speakers talked about carbon capture and some other aspects that are the focus of activities for environment and saving the planet. And actually government of Canada is very, very active in that level in different provinces, including Alberta and Saskatchewan, that they are actually generating 5 to 7 times more than other provinces in the carbon pollutions. So I want to again focus back on a smart home that actually boils down to five applications, because I want to get something out of this presentation to be very practical, and we all know, okay, this is not just a general presentation. We have done projects similar to this. So some of the smart activities is for managing water consumption, water treatments, and all of that. That's a part of being a smart home. That means that there is a smart water management, there is a smart thermostat, and there is a smart light bulb, applications, plugs, and appliances. If we look at a typical house, like it's a little bit larger than a typical house in Toronto, but just for the sake of our calculation, our presentation, I do a lot of calculations, so that's why like it just comes instead of presentation. So you can see like we have a lot of elements inside a building that they are at the moment, they are just doing their job. That means that we are not actually taking advantage of a lot of equipments that are already inside the building, like cameras, you know, like HVAC systems, and like light fixtures. There is a way that we can actually make these work toward the smart buildings. And that's when we have we connect all of these together, right? So when the person comes into the building, actually building will detect that, okay, the person is here. Now all the communications through antenna are happening. And wherever we go, actually the building is sensible. Building will be a live entity. That's why when we enter a place, like basically based on all these sensors, it will know that, okay, I'm in the kitchen. So it doesn't need to actually warm up another place or basement or somewhere that I don't even go there once a week, let alone that moment and that hour. A smart building includes a lot more applications, but today I didn't want to go through like 200 different cases. It's really just to get a good feeling that, okay, like this is really what we want to see, right? So the occupant enters, and now the building senses that, okay, somebody, it's just really like our human body, right? When we eat something, before that, our stomach might not start injecting acid or whatever, right? So really the building will be like a smart and an intelligent entity, like human body. And when we enter, exit, it will work with us. Without that, we cannot actually just use a solar panel to uh, provide electricity that we need, because that's not enough unless we do a smart building. That way we are really reducing the consumption of energy. We have to be aggressive. We are talking about reduction by 50%, 60%, 70%. Don't worry about like optimizing something for 5%, right? We are not there. So to be able to have everything green, we need to be really economic. And by digital twin has a lot in it. IoT, Internet of Things. So for the last 6-7 years, I was talking about IoT, digital twin in different applications. But as you can see, simulation and digital twin is giving me exactly where these airflows are going. I'm not just blindly warming up the environment and heating the environment. I know exactly what is happening to every sense that I'm spending in the house. And that's how I can actually have a smart house. That again, I want to go back to human body. So this is not something super new or futuristic or whatever. It's already in the market. There are, elements are there. It's really combining all of those. Like a lot of major companies, they are already providing a lot of hardware, sensors, pressure sensor, temperature sensors, and software and cloud, and all of them is there. And this is not only to the houses and home. It can be library, it can be hospital, that you have seen, and all of us have seen like aspects of this smart building. But what I'm actually presenting here is by adding simulation, which is now a big thing in engineering and technology, we are adding we are adding digital twin of anything that we are working with. That means that it's like MRI for a doctor. We know what is going on in the macro levels. The last part of presentation is really about carbon capture. So now this is a smart building that is not actually generating a lot of carbon, and it is really optimized. Why it is not reducing carbon, like by capturing carbon from air? There are companies that they are our partners. I work with several of them. 3 of them are in Canada, and definitely I will be happy to connect anybody with these companies that they are working on carbon capture. You can see this is actually a technology that is already working in Europe and in Canada. One of the major ones that I very closely work with them is Carbonova from Calgary. And it's very easy, like how we use heat and CO2 that is generated and pollutions generated from environment, from other people, like let's say cars and houses and everything, and actually transfer that to solid carbon that can be used for composite and reinforcing concretes, and even in automotive, like we are using carbon a lot, and convert it to water and solid carbon. This already exists, right? So this smart house and a smart home not only is generating less pollution and uses energy in a safe way. Actually, zero carbon would be underestimated. We should be negative carbon. Like houses can be negative carbon, and they have to bring the planet back to a home from actually being a motel that we trash on. And you can imagine if we have lots of these houses that they are actually in a smart city that is connected, and basic cars are connected, houses are connected. That's where we have to go, but we might have like 20, 30 years to go there, and we have to start sooner. So we know that the climate crisis is here, but we are creative and we have all the technologies to work on it and actually help saving the planet. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. Please feel free to contact me in LinkedIn or somewhere, like if you were interested to continue these discussions. I'm very happy to be able to be a part of environmental activities. Thanks to Shore also for inviting me here.